How's it going? In the summer of '99, some friends of mine had been doing a residency here. We started this project here called Dark Star Orchestra in '97, and it ended up doing way better than anyone possibly imagined. All these deadheads were coming in from all over, and it really took off. And they were invited to play at the Fillmore in San Francisco. And there were going to be people from the Rex Foundation there and some management from the Grateful Dead there. And they were really excited about it. And they were saying to me, "You have to go." And I'm like, "I can't go. There's no way I can go. We have two tiny little kids and there's no way I can go." "All right, when is it?" And they're like, "Well, it's August 6th. And I'm like, "No chance. We're going to be at a family vacation in the middle of nowhere on this little lake in northwestern Minnesota. And there's no chance I can get there, no chance." And they're like, "You have to go. You absolutely have to go. We'll fly you out. You got to just come see the show." And I really wanted to go, but I didn't think it was a good idea. But I looked into it, and I'm like, well, I could get a flight from Fargo at 5:30 in the morning, and I could fly from San Francisco at about 7:30. I fly from Minneapolis to San Francisco at 7:30 and get there and hang out, have lunch, meet with some agents, go to the show, and then take the last flight back. And I'll be gone for like less than 18 hours. So I decided that was going to be the plan. So we left Chicago. My father-in-law, John, said that the lake was just a little bit beyond Minneapolis. It wasn't really that far. So we were driving. Our son Roan was about 3 months old at the time and was crying continuously. Our son Brennan was about 23 months old, and he was a big kid and he was really energetic, and we had to keep stopping to let him run around and calm Roan down. So it took us a while to get to Minneapolis. We had to stop for the night in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. And then when we got up the next day, I'm like, great, Minneapolis is not that far. We're gonna get there. We won't. This is gonna be all right. So we get there to Minneapolis, and I'm like, "Kate, we really need to figure out how far this place is." I needed to, check stuff out on the map a little more because I hadn't even done anything like that. We had some directions, but they didn't really have distances on them. We got past Minneapolis, and Roan was like freaking out, crying the whole time, and it was 200 more miles after Minneapolis. So I started driving really fast, and I got pulled over, and I got a ticket for doing about 21 miles over the speed limit, and the speed limit was 75, I think. We had to pull over. We stopped at a casino to calm down Roan, and Kate got out. While she was getting out of the car, she had this like plastic butterfly thing holding up some of her hair, and it smacked her on the head, and she was bleeding. We calmed down Roan. We eventually got to this place, which is like a few thousand miles northwest of nowhere, and everything was fine. We had this little lake. We were fishing. My father-in-law was in full-on drinking buddy mode with his buddy Marv, so he was of no help at all. The place we were staying in had this big deck with no rail on it whatsoever, and it was like a 16-foot drop right off of there. So it was perfect place to leave Kate with these two little kids, So I got up at about 2 in the morning, and I drove 100 miles through the darkness to Fargo. Got on a little plane, took northwest, got on a little plane, flew to Minneapolis, and then got another plane, and with all the Stepford wives who were doing their flight attendants there. And this very kind of panicky, harassable, super flamboyant, middle-aged Filipino guy who didn't speak English very well, but he was kind of in charge. It was mildly amusing. We were flying to San Francisco. Everything was going on great. I was talking to my new friend John, who I was sitting next to, he was 98 years old and he was flying back home after being at his brother's 100th birthday party. So I got along with John great. I told him what was up and what I was doing, and we're flying. We're on our way into San Francisco. We're just about ready to land, and the whole flight crew just went silent, looked very serious, and they all kind of ran away. I'm like, wow, that wasn't a good sign. Everybody was kind of looking around, a little confused, wondering what was going on, and then the panicky, harassable Filipino guy who didn't speak very much English, he was in charge, so it was his job to talk us through the situation. Apparently we had no landing gear, so we were going to have to dump some fuel and come back and try to land anyway without landing gear. So I was feeling a little bit like a real asshole about even taking this trip and thinking, I have the car. The car is in Fargo at the airport, and I'm going to be dead, and Kate's going to be there wondering where the fuck I am. But luckily we had our head steward saying, all right, when the flight crew starts screaming and yelling, brace for impact, get in your impact position, get in your impact position. Everybody is dead silent. There's women with little kids, everybody's just completely silent, like, what the fuck? And the flight crew starts going, brace for impact, brace for impact, brace for impact. Oh my God. We don't know what a fucking impact position is. This guy didn't tell us what it is. And I'm like, John, what do you think? It's probably the put your heads between your legs and kiss your ass goodbye thing, right? All right. And meanwhile, brace for impact. Our heads are down between our legs, and I'm looking at John, and he's looking at me, and we're like, oh man, I'm thinking, I remember hearing that if the plane bounces once, you have a chance, but if it bounces twice, the next time it lands, it's just gonna break to bits, and you're all just, a hamburger sandwich. So we were flying in, listening to the chanting, waiting to hit the ground, and we landed. And I looked over at John and I said, hey John, we got wheels, man. And he goes, we got wheels! And everybody breathed a big sigh of relief. And we walked off the plane, and the Stepford stewardesses all said, thank you for flying Northwest.